I have a cascade of micrographs and photos rolling here on my computer of different bacteria and of images of different men who discovered some of these bacteria that we're looking upon. Great men such as Hippocrates, who spoke of our foods, and food has a lot to do with why man dies, more so than one would ever imagine. Death and aging is a disease in every sense of the word, not as a symbolism, to be speaking in symbolism as though you're just making a point that everybody has aging and we need to look at it as though a disease, as though looking upon a alcoholic or something as just symbolism to call it a disease. But what is taking place here in mankind society is a severe infection and infestation of a billion forms of microbes, you could say, because there are microbes that come out of the microbes that are so small, so minute, that we cannot detect them with your average microscope. And there are some life forms so small, life forms I call them. Science this day argues that if it doesn't have RNA or DNA, they are not to be considered existence, a life form. But if this dirty energy or if this negative energy can take the RNA and DNA of another being and start to form things from it, or to take matter, elements, and begin to form things from the smallest portions of elements, fragments, atoms, bosons. If they can take this matter and do something against life with it, they are what I call a death form, and classified, they would be called in existence a life form. But as I say, science this day says if it doesn't have DNA or RNA, it is not a life form, but that is not the truth. There are great men here we're seeing, such as Sir Isaac Newton. They have great meaning this day, if not for their thoughts. Here, Socrates, speaking of me, telling me long ago, take the writings of great men and use them. That's what I am doing in our etymology here, in our word research. I am taking the data of men from the past and I am utilizing it to form a synopsis of why science came into being and how they have already destroyed aging and premature death. You see here Hippocrates speaking of the stem cell in mankind's body, saying inside it is the natural forces in man that truly heal them. Speaking in hypothesis maybe that it was a force inside of man that truly does the healing, and he was speaking of the stem cell system. Here is Joshua Lederberg. I started to say Lederman. I know a gentleman named Lederman. But Lederberg, he helped send today's scientists of this generation, he helped send them way down the wrong path by his hypothesis, by his conclusions to what data mankind already had sent to them up to this era of the 21st century and the 20th century. There we had an image of Eli Michnikov, a man who helped send science down the wrong path, but then in the middle of sending science down the wrong path, Michnikov boldly proclaimed from where aging and death comes from in mankind. Now, it's not the only source, but It is the main source of the cause of aging. Michnikov declared that it was from the gut bacteria of mankind. Now you see here Max Planck. He makes a statement, a powerful statement there, where he says anything that exists has a mind, a spirit. Says due to the force in them is what operates them, and due to this energy force, they have a mind and a spirit. Well, that goes all the way down into the bacteria, viruses, and the different myco and the funguses. All these things have an energy force in them. So Max Planck was saying that they have a mind then. If they have energy within them, they have a mind. And bacteria and viruses have a mind to destroy us. There is Aubrey de Grey, a man I speak of on occasion. He is one of the few men that remain still with me inside the cell and body when it comes to the curing of aging. Aubrey de Grey says there's a problem with the somatic cells of mankind, or we wouldn't be able to age simultaneously. All cells would not age at the same time. Well, that has been my hypothesis, and that is why I have searched out and I have found the causes of aging and even the cure in the past data of mankind. So what is it I am saying? I'm saying that there is a life form, a death form, I call them, but science wants to call them life forms, but I call it the society of death that goes down even into the subatomic realm of existence, of matter, goes down into subnano, goes down into the micrometer and submicrometer. It is minute in some of its many forms. That is where the battle began, truly, of life against death, but it also comes up into the bacteria and into the macrobacteria, up into the hosts of animals and other life forms, and up into the host of mankind, the battle of life against death. So, I have several other videos on this post that I'm going to post this video upon, but I keep trying to make mankind understand that they have a severe infection, a severe infestation. And men in the past, the way they looked at data, because they had no other way to look upon it, they had no healed being to look upon, or no being to look upon that had never been infected with death, they have nothing to hold it up against, nothing to standardize the testing for the disease called aging and death. They have no specimen, nothing that they can look upon and say, here is the pure, the undiseased, here is the diseased. Mankind has a severe infection. You see Robert Koch here. He is a man that went into the bacterial realm knowing there was disease there. He found anthrax. He found the mycobacteria that brought forth tuberculosis. He discovered many things. You see Hippocrates here, where he was telling us from the beginning, extreme diseases need extreme action and extreme thought in the matter. There's Koch again, just images of them. There is Vibrofischeriae, which I have on other videos. It is a major player in the cause of aging and death of mankind. Mankind is so hardy. When you realize the attack that is upon mankind, you realize the power of mankind that is being nearly completely suppressed by the bacteria due to the great power of the system of life of the body of mankind. Due to the powerful genome of mankind, we are able to withstand this massive attack. Now, there's many that are susceptible and they die from different diseases. And science has studied those diseases. But what they don't understand is there's such a massive portion of the genome of man, the different men, women, and children of mankind that have withstood the attack, and they live to be 80 years old, 90 years old. We are under a massive, massive attack that takes away centuries of life from us. So I've spoken again here on aging. I try to make these videos, these films I call them, which frustrates my wife very desperately. I am from old school. It pop out of my mouth sometimes that I'm making a film, when in actuality it is a video. But as we see here, we see the different life forms. There's fungus. We have all the different forms of fungus. They're all attacking us. It's a massive attack. We see people dying and say, well, they were too infected by this fungus here. They were too infected by E. coli. They were much too infected by Pseudomonas aeruginosa. No, other portions of society are withstanding the attack. Those men and women that live to research and to create history and destiny for mankind, they withstood the attack. They are more powerful. They are more strong against the symptoms of the disease we have called aging and death. Remember, you have a horrible disease. It goes down into the subatomic realm. We are attacked on the subatomic realm, on the subnano realm. We are attacked in each and every cell of the body. We are attacked from the air around us. Our entire body is attacked all day long. We are under a massive attack. We have just been hardy enough to live to 80, 90, 100 years old. The day of the end of aging and death is here. We have found it here at Adam and Eve Seed Gathering Ministry. We have found the many ways of the attack. We have found the cure. We have found the molecules which will help us bring forth the cure. We have found, as all these great men spoke of, that food, that you must have extreme measures to take on extreme diseases. All these men that spoke of these powerful statements in different facets and different disciplines of science, they were telling us, bring together science and destroy this thing we have called aging and premature death. My name is Rodney Berry. We have the causes and cure for aging and premature death. Please read this entire blog and understand that we need money, funds, laboratories, researchers, mighty men of destiny, mighty women of destiny. I say I have found in history where it is declared that women were born to be part of the cure in science to destroy the disease called aging and death. My name is Rodney Berry. There's again Joshua Lederberg that helped us get lost, but he done many great things in science that I have such respect for him, such as convincing NASA to purify the space rockets being shot into heaven, into space, and convincing them to disinfect and to re-clean these rockets when they re-enter Earth's atmosphere. A great, great man. Michnikov. These great men, without their combined knowledge, we would not have the end of aging and death. And as Socrates proclaimed to me and all, study the writings of men and it will make your work easy. Their work was hard. Our work this day is easy. My name is Rodney Berry. We have the cure for aging and premature death. Join me. I need funds. I need investors. I need partnerships. My name is Rodney Paul Berry. Have a good day.